Is Justin Herbert going to win the MVP this year? Jackson Dart will play for the Giants next week. The Lions make a statement over the Ravens, and we had blocked field goal after blocked field goal. This is This Week in the NFL, Week 3. Starting off on Thursday Night Football, we had the Dolphins face off against the Bills, in which the Bills were able to win 31-21. I think there's multiple things to take away from this game. One of them is that Tua is not a good quarterback. Yes, he had a good stretch in this game of football. He didn't play horribly until the last couple drives of the game. But when you needed him, he played like Tua Tagovailoa, like the guy that we know, like Tua turned the ball over. And he said he was in rhythm on that throw, which, okay, that's cool. You were in rhythm and threw an interception. I'd like to see what it looks like out of rhythm, because that's ridiculous. We've known all season that this Miami Dolphins team is a train wreck of a franchise, and they don't look good. They just straight up don't look good. They don't look like a team that they're supposed to look like. I especially don't like that people are trying to call this a moral victory for keeping the game close for most of the game. This is a team that 2 years ago put 70 points on another NFL football team. There are no moral victories for this football team. There is just winning and losing. This team should not be this bad. It was just a year before last year when they put up those 70 points and made it to the playoffs, and then they got blown out. And they haven't done anything since except for show us who they really are. The one problem with the Buffalo Bills, though, their defense is not very good. Their run defense is especially not very good. I think when they're going to have to go against a better team, especially a team that can run all over them, they're going to have a lot of trouble in playoff games. Like, if we look forward to the playoffs and we look at this defense, I don't think we see a competent group that can go against another playoff team and outlast. This offense is good, but again, they're going to have to outscore the other offense. And, they did it in week 1, but it had to come through a miracle comeback because they were down 15 before that. So I have hope for the Bills. I think they're going to be a good football team this year, and they're definitely going to be a playoff team. Of course, they started the season 3-0, but I definitely think there is reasons to be a little wary of this team going forward. All right, Packers and Browns are next. The Browns win 13-10 over the Packers. I honestly think this is just a stereotypical trap game. The Browns have a really good defense. The Packers' offense has not been consistent this year, and I think it was a loss that they needed to take. Obviously, their defense is still good. I think this is just kind of a freak scenario to happen to them. I still think that the Packers are probably the best team in the NFL. I just think this was a slip-up. But good for the Browns, I guess. Good for the Browns. But the one thing, the Packers do need to get more consistent offense going. But I'm not worried about the Browns have a defense that is catered to stop what the Packers like to do, and that's run the ball a lot and have a complementary pass game. And once again, like I said, the Browns have a really good pass rush and a really good run defense. That kind of combats everything that the Packers are trying to do. They're not going to run into the Browns again, so I'm not worried about it. Next, we have the Colts and the Texans. The Colts assert their dominance in this game against the Titans. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. Danny Dimes is looking really good in this system, and they're just looking like a really good football team, absolutely destroying the Texans. The Texans aren't necessarily a good football team, but the Colts put 41 points up, and Jonathan Taylor is a top 3 running back. It's Saquon Barkley. It's Derrick Henry, or so we think. I mean, if he keeps fumbling the gosh darn football, then maybe not. Jonathan Taylor is that third running back right now. He is a really, really skilled runner, and he is better than a lot of guys are. The Bengals and the Vikings. The Bengals are really bad without Joe Burrow. Jake Browning is not a good quarterback. I mean, if we want to talk about this game, Carson Wentz is not what you talk about. Their defense was absolutely amazing. They have one of the best, if not the best, defense in the NFL. If Carson Wentz can just manage the game and, do what he needs to do, they can manage and be a good team. Steelers, Patriots. Stop fumbling the ball, Patriots. You could have won this game. You had 4 fumbles. You had 5 turnovers. 4 of those were fumbles. One of them was a red zone interception. So many chances to win this game. The Steelers didn't look that good, and the Patriots, to be honest, the Patriots looked like the better football team, and they lost because they kept turning the football over. Next, we have the Eagles and the Rams. Now, I did say that the Rams were going to win this game because I think that the Eagles needed to lose it, but they needed to get their ass kicked in the first half so that they could come back in the second half and prove that they are the football team we know and love. We know what the Eagles are supposed to be, and what they were in the second half versus what they were in the first half are two completely different teams. The first half team was probably the most excruciating football team to watch in the NFL. I mean, watching that offense, well, I didn't. I watched the Rams offense because their offense was good. To come out in the second half and do everything that you wanted to do, finally get your passing game going, getting A.J. Brown the football was the biggest thing that they could have, like the most important thing that could have happened in this game, and they did that well. They got the ball to A.J. Brown a lot, and I think that won them this game. Getting the ball to A.J. Brown, I think, genuinely opened up the rest of the offense and won them this football game, and that's good for them. The Rams, on the other hand, they're a good football team. I think that their weaknesses, like their linebackers and their secondary, they're a problem. They are a real problem for this football team. I think the best version of the Rams are a team that can compete with the Eagles, but the best version of the Eagles is a team that's way better than the Rams. The worst version of the Eagles is a not good football team, and that's what we saw in the first half. But when we get to that second half, we see how good the Eagles are, how dynamic they can be. The Eagles turned into a very one-dimensional team in that first half where they tried to just run they couldn't pass the ball, so they had to run the ball, and the Rams were doing a really good job of bottling up Saquon Barkley because they didn't really have to worry about anything else except for that run game. Opening up that pass game, whatever happened at halftime is the turning point for this season for the Eagles. And I know they're 3-0 and they won their first two games, but their offense looked atrocious. Next is the Jets and the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield in the clutch has been probably the best quarterback in the NFL this year. There's nobody who has been able to, time after time, lead a game-winning drive and just play amazing football down the stretch, no matter what unfortunate scenario happened. I mean, the Buccaneers were in control of this game most of the entire game. A blocked field goal happens, and it completely flips the script of this game to where the Buccaneers might have almost lost this game. 21 points in the fourth quarter for the Jets. They had 6 points going into the fourth quarter, and they finished with 27. Good for the Buccaneers to outlast that, especially Baker Mayfield for his resilience and his ability to lead a game-winning drive for the third week in a row to start the season. Good for the Buccaneers. The Commanders and the Raiders are just a bad football team. They're undisciplined. They make simple mistakes. Geno Smith looks horrible this year. I mean, he hasn't had really much of a good game. It seems like he's only good in that Seahawks uniform. But, he still had 3 touchdowns and 289 yards. I mean, 2 of those touchdowns came in the fourth quarter after it was already, 34-10? It was already 34-10 when Geno threw 2 of those touchdowns that he had. And the Raiders defense is just bad. It's just a bad defense. What we could say is that Marcus Mariota has given some room for the Jaden Daniels return. I think that he played really good in this system. And he played good enough to where, as the Commanders are right now, they can be comfortable with leaving him in there for another week or two, if need be. Next, we have the Panthers and the Falcons. Wow, just wow. What? I don't think anybody could have expected 30-0 out of this game. And Michael Penix is just not good. There's still development going. This is going to be his first full season starting, and I don't know about full season. Kirk Cousins could come back at this point, but he was really, really bad in this game. The Panthers defense, they capitalized. The Panthers offense, I don't think was anything like, oh my goodness, their offense is cooking. I think it was just a lot of good field positions set up by the Falcons. This is it for me putting my stock in the Falcons. I did it again this year because they have so much talent on this football team. And defensively, they're not bad. They're not bad defensively. The scoreboard on this game being 30-0 would tell you maybe their defense is really bad, but it's really not. And their offensive weapons are really good as well. They're a quarterback away, and I will say that for a while. The Falcons are a quarterback away. They get a quarterback, and this team could be very, very good. But until that happens, this team is not going to be a very good football team, and they just got blown out by one of the worst teams in the NFL. They got shut out, not just blown out, they got shut out. Next game we have is the Jaguars and the Texans. The Texans are a bad football team. I think they might finish with a top 10 pick. Yes, their defense is good. I'm never going to hate on their defense. Their offense is so atrociously bad. It's so terrible. Them losing this game shouldn't have happened. The Jaguars also did not have an amazing game. Their quarterback isn't better than CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is a better quarterback. Their offensive line is a bunch of, I don't know, traffic cones. I mean, you might as well put the dummies that offensive line work against. You might as well put those there. That's all that the Texans offensive line is a bunch of dummies. They don't do anything. And it throws off the entire timing of this team. The wide receivers outside of Nico Collins, or the receivers outside of Nico Collins, aren't amazing. The running backs aren't, the running game in general is just not good. What the Texans were able to do last year to win games was be able to have Joe Mixon have some great games to lead them to wins, because their passing game is rough because of the offensive line. But now you don't have Joe Mixon. You have Nick Chubb, who's not very good anymore, and this run game is nothing. This offense is absolutely nothing. This offense is less than nothing. It's hard to watch. Good for the Jaguars, I guess. They're in contention to possibly take this division from the Colts. I don't see it happening. I think the Colts are going to win this division pretty easily. I don't think that the Jags are that good of a football team either, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I don't think the Jags will win too many games. I mean, they'll probably win 8 or 9, but like, they're not beating the Colts. From what we've seen so far, the Colts are winning this division. I mean, every other team, the Titans obviously have not won a game. They look horrible. The Texans not won a game. They look horrible. The Jaguars are 2-1. But they don't look good in that 2-1 stretch. They just don't. Next game we have is the Broncos and the Chargers. Another heartbreaking loss for the Broncos. It's always a heartbreaking loss. We always have to lose at the buzzer. I think the biggest takeaway to take away from this game is the quarterback differential. Justin Herbert is probably winning MVP this year. I really think this is his year to win it. He's looked fantastic. Some of the plays that he's able to make, like everybody's seen the play rolling out to his left at this point, Nick Benito's hand right on his arm, and he still makes a pinpoint pass to Keenan Allen in the end zone. What a play. Just what a play. He is playing like the best quarterback in the NFL. He has insane athleticism, insane size, insane arm strength, insane IQ. He has everything you need from a quarterback, and he's showing that this year. And once again, like the other thing is, like, he's not really doing much different from what he's done in previous years. He's just that guy, man. He's just that guy. He's a really, really good football player. And I think he wins MVP this year. And I kind of hope that he does. On the Broncos side, there was a lot of missed plays offensively. I think that Denver really was in position to win this game. It's not time to super panic on this Denver team. I think we can still rack up a big winning streak later in the season. We have a streak of like really easy winnable games that Denver usually wins. So hopefully we can get a big winning streak pretty soon after that Eagles game that we have in 2 weeks. It is a little bit time to be wary about Bo Nix. It's time to be a little questionable about the Bo Nix experiment. I love Bo Nix. I really do. He has an issue with deep ball accuracy because he doesn't set his feet. And a lot of people are like, okay, 2 hands on the ball for Marvin Mims. He needs to catch that ball. That was a bad thrown ball. There's nobody within 40 yards of him. Even if he underthrew Marvin Mims, he still scores a touchdown. You gotta make that throw. You have to make that throw. It's the fact that it was that tough of a ball to bring down is all that need to be said. That's all that needs to be said about that play. He needs to make those throws. He has made those throws before, so I have confidence that he can make them again. But we'll see. I don't know. The Broncos are a big toss up right now. Their defense. Their pass rush is probably top 3, top 2 in the league. It's maybe even top 1. I mean, the Broncos pass rush is really good. And if it can get home, it can throw off most quarterbacks. I mean, it threw off Justin Herbert for a lot of this game. I'm not going to panic on Denver yet. The next game is the Seahawks and the Saints. I'm not surprised. 44-13. The Seahawks defense killed them. Their offense also killed them. I don't have much to say about this game. Bears and Cowboys. The Cowboys have the worst defense in the NFL. It is atrocious. You let 41 points on a Giants team. Caleb Williams absolutely diced him up. I like what I see from Caleb Williams. I will always be a Caleb Williams believer. I think he is a good quarterback, and he will be a good quarterback. Shout out to Javonte Williams. All right, next we have the 49ers and the Cardinals. This was actually a good game. The Cardinals have a big problem with, like, Kyler was good. Kyler was really good in this game. Their receivers were horrible. I mean, good Lord. And James Conner is now out for the year. Once Brock Purdy comes back, once they get some of their receiving weapons back, I mean, geez, the 49ers every year are some of the most injured teams in the league. And they're always good, except for last year. They're always a good team. Kyle Shanahan is a top 3 coach in the NFL, in my opinion. They're a good football team. They're going to win they're going to make the playoff and most likely win this division. I mean, they could lose it to the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a good football team, but yeah, good job for the 49ers. The Chiefs versus Giants on Sunday Night Football. Good win for the Chiefs. They needed it. And the Giants suck. Russell Wilson is horrible. That last sequence for Russell Wilson was some of the worst quarterbacking I've ever seen. I don't even know. I don't know what he was. You know what? Never mind. Let's go to Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football. The Lions have made a statement against the Rams and won 38-30. Although I would say there's a garbage time score. It was closer to 38-24. This Lions offense is really, really good, and we knew that. We knew this offense was going to be really good. The fact that they're still doing the same things that they were doing with Ben Johnson and still being really effective in the run game shows that this team didn't really need Ben Johnson as much as people want to say. This team is a very good football team, and we know that their regular season is always going to be good. The Lions are going to always be a good regular season team. I'm going to say it every week. Like, they're going to win a lot of games in the regular season, but I don't care until the playoffs for the Lions. I don't care. I need to see Jared Goff perform in a playoff game. I need to see him. This team's aspiration is the Super Bowl. I don't care about a divisional round performance. I don't care about an NFC championship performance. I care about a Super Bowl performance. And I care about a Super Bowl win. And I just don't know if they can do that. There's nothing that will convince me that they can do that. Yes, they beat the Ravens on Monday Night Football, a team that doesn't lose to the NFC usually. I still need to see it before I can believe it. The Ravens, though, their defense is not good. And it kind of sucks because they have a lot of talent, but losing Madubuike was a big issue, and it was prevalent in this game. And Roquan Smith, let's be real here. Roquan Smith was very, very, very bad in this game. He was not playing downhill. He was not filling gaps. He was letting run lanes fly as much as possible in this game. It was a really tough game for Roquan Smith in this one. Then, Derrick Henry, we need to clean up those fumbles, man. We need to clean up those fumbles. We cannot keep having the fumble issue. You have fumbled 3 times in 3 weeks. Actually, if we're being honest, if we date this back to last year, you fumbled 4 times in 4 games. You fumbled 4 straight games now. And they've all, besides last week, I guess you guys blew them out. But 3 of those 4 weeks, they've been in really, really important situations. That cannot happen. You are one of the best running backs in the NFL who's been known to not have a security issue. Like, you're not a guy that people look at and be like, yeah, that guy, we got to watch out. He might fumble the football, or go for the football against that guy because he's a fumble risk. That's not what you say when you go up against Derrick Henry. Now you might be saying that. 4 fumbles in 4 games? You're better than that, Derrick. I know you're better than that. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys whenever I make my weekly predictions.